and stand against this for our very souls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move quickly. Jason in North Carolina, you're on the air.
Hey, guys. Pleasure to talk to both of you. First, I'll say that my ninth grader, how tough it is to get him to actually go to the library and open up actual books to get his information. He only relies on the computer. That bothers me. Number two, Steve Quayle, I'd like to know your take on the Urantia book. Number three, if you guys have ever talked to Dr. Boyd Graves, he figured out that AIDS was race-specific back in 1992. And last point.
Well, that's actually, I mean, that was known in the 80s that was race-specific, because...
Yeah, but Dr. Boyd Graves, great guest. I don't know if you can find him. Last part, Cameron, North Carolina. There was an Ebola victim who died. It was on the news for maybe a day and a half. You cannot find it anywhere.
I know. They had him dying in Houston, you name it. There's definitely cover-up.
Cameron, North Carolina is near Fort Bragg. That's my point. Cameron, North Carolina is near Fort Bragg. So that's it, guys. I appreciate what you do. God bless you.
God bless you, Jason. We're all in it together, man. That's why I say don't thank me, man. We're in this together. We're in a boat bailing together. And people are like, thank you, Alex. I'm like, what? Let's get bailing here. Let's go ahead and go to, comments on what Jason said, Steve Quayle.
Well, I'll just deal with Urantia. It's new age channeled psychic nonsense. That's my opinion. Let's go to the next caller.
Ray in California, you're on the air. Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, sure.
Okay, you've heard me before. Hey, I have a quick question for Steve. Hey, Steve, I think we're beyond the Book of Revelation currently, because I think over one-third of the wars are destroyed between the BP oil spill and the Fukushima Daiichi incident. What do you think?
Thanks for the call.
Well, first of all, I believe Fukushima was an intentional act, just as the whole thing with the BP death of the Gulf. We're not beyond the Book of Revelation. The Book of Revelation is playing out right before our eyes. A third of the life in the sea is dying. And the fact that every known law of physics and every warning associated with physics, Billings, Montana, had the highest radioactivity rating, twice what should normally be. People would be evacuated, but yet there is a complete blackout. It's a lie.
And knowledge is exponentially increasing, but ignorance is accelerating.
Yep.
Knowledge everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Thank you so much. Let's go to, who's up first here? GCN? Who should I go to next? Let's talk to Bob in Missouri. Bob, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I just want to call and encourage you guys and encourage your listeners to understand the odds of us being a Steve.
Fixed bayonets. It's overdrive.
Fixed bayonets. We are now entering overdrive with your host, Alex Jones, broadcasting live from the front lines. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
By the way, I'm not bragging, but Oxford, Cambridge have asked me to come speak to their main chambers. Haven't had time or energy to go. And I was invited to meet with some super high-level people repeatedly. I mean, so the globalists are aware of this show. They know what's going on. And a lot of people, even within the system that aren't at the very highest rung, don't like it. They're just scared and don't know what to do. Steve, I think of all the books you've written, your Xenogenesis is the most important to show this devilish attempt at a false creation that's so destructive. I think everybody should read that book, available at stevequayle.com. Right now, let's go to Abby in Minnesota. Thanks for holding. Pardon me? You guys just... Yeah, you guys got distorted audio, just so you know. Thank you. RB in Minnesota, not Abby, sorry. RB, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex. I just like to say that right now the median IQ of the average American, the 50th percentile, is currently 100. The elite, the globalists, have IQs of at least 115, typically around 125 plus. The ongoing plan is to, of course, dumb us down even further, because they know that once our IQ gets below, say like 90, once it's down to like 85, there's no way that they can be overthrown. And the combination of high IQ and psychopathy is absolutely treacherous. I read a Forbes article, and it said that psychopaths are actually disproportionately represented amongst the globalists.
That's well known. That's well known in intelligence agencies, corporations everywhere, yes.
Yes, and I'll just say, like, I remember when I was young, I'd see these little kids, and they might be, pulling off the legs of frogs and spiders, and I just slowly backed away and say, hey, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And a couple of these people are now in politics. These are the people who are running things. These people who are torturing animals, probably stringing up cats by the legs and cutting out their entrails, just for fun, just laughing. It's just...
You're a powerful caller, sir. You're absolutely right. In fact, we should do whole shows about psychopaths are thought to be genetic, but they're actually on the rise, like the system is creating them artificially. Steve Quayle, your comment on what he just said.
Well, I agree, and I would say this, the greatest source of creating that, Alex, along with other social disorders, are the video games. And, for the first time in history, $500 million was spent, and I'm not a gamer, so I don't know them all by plan. But look, we really do embrace death. We have the choice. We can embrace Lucifer and death, or we can embrace Jesus and eternal life. And the principles of Jesus is amazing. The time he got the most angry was with the bankers in the temple. And unfortunately, people who are going to dead churches with what I call pukes in the pulpit. A puke in the pulpit is someone who's so lukewarm, the book of Revelation says that God spews them out of his mouth. This is critical. People have to be grounded. And that's why when people say, what keeps me from going off, same thing that keeps you from going off, what keeps me from going off is the mercy of the living God in my life and the compassion and the passion to not let these murderous demons from hell and their fallen angel handlers get away with genocide. And that's what propels me. God loves the world. Jesus died for it. And also, Alex, the bottom line is that everything that people are seeing now, what they admit to, this Google and every one of the high-tech firms was ultimately set up, funded by the intelligence agencies. They want total control. They are the Borg.
That's right. It is the Hydra, because all these agencies are the same group, and it just all goes back to the central system. I'm sorry to the other callers, Dave and Stacy and Dan. We'll have to have Steve back very soon. Steve Quayle, SteveQuayle.com. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you.
Thanks, Alex. Bye-bye.
Simply... Ours with Steve Quayle. The first hour was powerful as well, and it's just all real. And I'm sitting here talking about this stuff, and it's just all happening. And at the bottom of the rabbit hole, my analysis is it's spiritual. It is. And the enemy knows that, too. It's serious. Great job to the crew. God bless you all. Nightly News tonight, 7 o'clock Central. And Lord willing, don't take this show for granted. I know I don't. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central, right here. Please pray for InfoWars. Please pray for me.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's...
Purified water, healthy non-GMO food, and having a good attitude is essential to a healthy immune system. But I go further with Super Nascent Iodine X2 from InfoWarsLife.com. 50% stronger than our original and revolutionary Nascent Iodine formula, coming from a deep earth crystal source that no other supplier has. Most other forms of iodine come from seaweed in areas plagued by Fukushima and other contaminants. Not our iodine. It comes from over 200 million-year-old crystal salt deposits and is tested and proven to be completely pure. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. See the informational videos. Read the information they're compiled. And for a limited time, when you use promo code NOW at checkout, you get an additional 5% off.
Steve or an Alex or Zero, we can be informed, involved. Don't get tired of doing good. Constantly keep teaching people around you. Be the influence, be the light that you can be in your society. Everybody has a sphere of influence. Now, if you want to be that single domino and just be out there by yourself, you're not going to be able to touch anybody. But you put that domino next to a row of 1 billion dominoes and you tip it, then you reach more people, and that's the way we win the battle.
Absolutely, and we stop it by infighting. They want us infighting on race and all this other stuff. We have to come together on valuing human life, human dignity, and valuing the God's gifts that we were given, not always just putting humanity down by these globalists who fly around in luxury jet airplanes, the Google executives and people with up to like 20 hookers. And then they think they're going to merge with machines and become God. And I'm not bashing them for liking women. The whole point is they're humans like us, but there's under such evil influence that they really believe at Microsoft and everywhere, and that's really evil, that they're going to take over. And it's just not going to happen. We already know their plan. So even though they're going to get a lot of it done, they're going to be destroyed. And everyone in their gut who has discernment knows this AI beast is going to turn on them. There is no way. These people are morons.
You know what? I just wonder after listening to Captain Crunch and all the people along the way with Steve Jobs and that other Jack Leg over at Microsoft and all the where do they get to the point where they sell their souls? I just don't see that. I love humanity. I want everybody. I'm so sick and tired. My ancestors came from Ireland. We never owned a slave one. I mean, I can go back 400 years. We never owned a slave. I'm tired of them shoving the gay thing down my throat, saying I'm a homophobic. I'm tired of them saying I'm a racist. I'm not a racist. My UPS guy's a black guy.
No, I listen. I get all that. It's about making you feel like you're bad while they're killing everybody. God bless you. Steve Quayle, comments.
Well, first of all, it's a transfer of evil. Woe unto those who call evil good and good evil. They've turned the world upside down, and everything that's evil in their eyes is right. Everything that's right in God's eyes is wrong. And again, the one who comes to kill, to destroy, and to steal is Lucifer. They already have sold their souls, by the way, and you don't get to be where those guys are unless you basically make a pact with Lucifer, and it requires blood sacrifice. And Alex, that's the thing that people miss a lot of times. You know, the Satanism in Oklahoma City, the first place a beheading took place, Oklahoma City.
Now there's more beheadings happening?
Yep, and the thing is that I posted on my website a 3-minute video by a guy on Halloween, and he said, you may get into all this Halloween stuff. Personally, I find it the most abominable day in the world, but he said, wait until the heads on the pikes are in your country. And that's the thing, this absolute filling the airwaves and the videos and YouTubes and with all this gore, it's desensitizing, so when they bring it here, you will not act up or rise up against it. And because we have not acted up, rise up, and stood with the Christian brethren being slaughtered, and I'm talking about the mega churches and all the 26,000 churches on the clergy response teams, shame on them. Shame on them.
Now I'm going to skip this network break so we have more time to go to Joe Biggs, who's with us. Then we're going to go to Leo, Stacy, Dave, Abby, and others that are patiently holding. Joe Biggs goes out and does Man on the Streets every week here in Austin, Texas, down at the University of Texas and other areas. And we saw an article yesterday trending, more college students support post-birth abortions, and then that harkened back to articles in the Journal of Medical Ethics saying that it was very moral if you wanted to kill your child up to age 3, even if they didn't have a problem, or if the state wants to kill. And then, you know, it's kind of moral now to just put troops on death lists and not give them care. And when you go out and talk to trendies, if you say, for the state or for Obama, we want to kill the babies or kill small children, they say, of course. It'll give me something more. They believe in this predatory, cannibalistic mindset. And 13 out of 30 people, then some of the others were on the fence, so it's about half. About half the people he talked to said, yes, let's have post-birth abortions, which is infanticide. It's an oxymoron, but that's how they're selling it. And so, you know, I mean, this is a liberal thing. I mean, you know, we need to kill children up to age 5, because now they're saying age 5, and it's the new super trendy thing. So, Joe Biggs, we haven't seen the video yet. It'll be on the nightly news tonight, or if we get behind, it'll be premiered on the radio/TV tomorrow. But we thought UT students were dumb when they wanted to bring Ebola patients to their homes, because we said for Obama, and they said, yes, it's very racist. We should bring them to our homes. Of course, they won't really do that. They want you to take them in your home. Statistically, you know, it shows these so-called progressives are 6 times more likely to steal in major studies. They lie. They claim they're charitable. They're not. It's libertarians and conservatives that are charitable. We just want to control how we're charitable to real charities. Tell us what you found, Joe Biggs, and I want to get the take here from Steve Quayle.
I'm going to tell you right now, Alex, a little piece inside of me died today with this. I mean, it broke my heart to see the first person I talked to was willing to sign it. They read it completely, word for word. Please support the Post-Birth Abortion Act of 2014. This is to emphasize that the moral status of the newborn baby killed is comparable with that of a fetus rather than that of a child. Therefore, we claim killing a newborn could be ethically permissible in all the circumstances where abortion would be. And they read it. And I looked them in the eyes and I watched them read it. And they signed.
These people are demon creatures.
And one, right down here, Danielle, I won't say the rest of her name, wants to be a future politician. That is her goal, to be a politician. Another a nurse.
And the thing is, some of them are well-spoken. They go, yes, it's very racist if we don't bring the Ebola patients here. Or, yes, we need to kill babies.
My stomach was churning.